So today we're talking about Nickelback. The band is from Alberta, Canada. They play alternative rock, and the album is called Get Rollin. The album was released on November 18th, 2022. This is album number 10 in their discography, produced by Nickelback and Chris Bayford. And the record label is Nickelback II Productions or BMG Records. So their last album was called Feed the Machine from 2017, and that was a decent album. But let's talk about Nickelback first, because I don't understand why people hate this band. I used to listen to them all the time. They actually released this album, Silver Side Up. I like this album. It's a really good grunge album. Now, the problem with this one was the song How You Remind Me. It was super overplayed on the radio back then, and I think that kind of what led to this band being kind of a hated band. I don't know. At least that's how it is in the U.S. How do Canadians see Nickelback? If you're a Canadian, please answer that in the comments. So I'm just a little curious in general. Do Canadians love Nickelback, or do they kind of get the same hate as the Americans do? But anyway, my first impression of this album was it's a mixed bag. You got some metal, you got some rock, some country, some ballads, and some of that pop songs. First thing I was saying, Quentin kind of sets it up for failure almost, because you kind of expect it to be a metal album, but it's not a metal album. Just kind of starts out heavy and then it kind of gets softer. So let's talk about all that. First song, San Quentin, that was first single, heavy song. Just very, very angry. Kind of uses that San Quentin prison as a metaphor for the rock and roll lifestyle. You got these heavy, distorted guitars, shredding solos, heavy bass, heavy drums, and Chad Kroeger. He has more aggressive tone in his vocals. So they do heavy songs very well. I like this song a lot. Second song is Skinny Little Missy, another one. It's a heavy song, a little more maybe new metal, 2000s metal, but it's still angry. They're talking about some kind of girl who doesn't want to be her boyfriend or something like that. Heavy new metal guitar riffs, the guitar solo, the drums sound really good, and again the more aggressive vocals. Then when you get to track 3, then the album starts to change its tone. So you get the ballad. So this ballad of those days is very similar to their hit song Photograph. Look at that photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. And in the song, it's pretty much seeing similar lyrics. They show in an Atari, talking about Freddy Krueger and those types of things. So it's very similar to that song, acoustic guitars, this classic Nickelback. And after that is a song called High Time, and this is kind of I guess if you look at the album cover, it's kind of something about, it's kind of like that song, where it's a country rock song, and it's about taking a road trip and just smoking a lot of weed. That's pretty much what I got from the lyrics. It's a song about reminiscing. It's a rock song. It's classic rock, classic Nickelback. Pretty cool, mixing some country rock and some funk, so not too bad. Then they get heavy one more time in the album, called Vegas Bomb. This is a little more hard rock metal, kind of groove metal, and talk about going to Vegas. It's one of those storytelling kind of songs. Pretty cool, rock guitars, some nice rock riffs, the drums, and the typical Nickelback style vocals. Now the album starts to get soft at this point, so we're up to the song Tidal Wave. It's more alternative rock, more melodic. It's a love song. You got the alternative rock style guitar. This is kind of more along the lines of this album, I would say. That post-grunge sound. Then another ballad. Does Heaven Even Know You're Missing? First of all, that's the most Def Leppard sounding name I've ever heard of a song title, but it's melodic. It's a glam metal type of song, love song, acoustic guitars. That's pretty much hearing the title. That's what you would expect. Then the rest is kind of okay. It kind of takes a big dip after that. These last 4 songs were not great, but Steel Rust, kind of a 90s rock ballad, a little bit of grunge. One of those very reminiscing types of songs, the rock guitars, rock drums, and the vocals. Horizon, this one I didn't like that much. It's kind of butt rock. It's more that modern Nickelback or later 2000s Nickelback. That one wasn't great. Then Standing in the Dark, another one is kind of a 2000s rock. Another love song about reminiscing. And more of that like pop production. And the last one is just very like butt rock, very pop. It's another love song, but they used more of those like electronics and that like electronic production with like the backing vocals and like the like echo sound and just like sounds like modern pop. That's what I'm trying to say. So all in all, it's not bad. It has a better like front half. It does kind of get weaker towards the end. The production is modern pop. You do hear the instruments very well. Some of the later songs have more of a pop production. I think if you hate Nickelback, this album's not going to change your mind. You're always going to hate him. Nothing's going to change your mind. If you're a fan, you'll like it. It's Nickelback. It's it's that 2000s Nickelback, but they just mix it up a lot. They give you a lot of different styles. Now, did the album grow on me after a few listens? Yes. The songs, they're catchy. The album has a replay value. I think after a few times, it kind of gets fun. Kind of gets a little. The songs are catchy. They're memorable. So my final score is going to be a 7.5 out of 10. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Some people might think this is pretty high for the Nickelback album, but I've always defended this band. Like, one thing about this band, I've never seen them live, but I have heard that they give a really great live show, and people have said that, like, if you see Nickelback live, you will change your mind about them. I don't know if that's true because I've never seen them live, but that's what people say. So that is all. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I got some more videos. Candlemass and Neil Young will be my next two reviews. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.